Okay, so today I'm looking at the Schecter Reaper 7, and it's really more than just a metal guitar. But the first thing you'll see is this beautiful poplar top, which you can get in like a reddish hue, or you can get it in blue. And the second thing you'll notice, because it's kind of hard to miss, is the Multiscale fretboard. Normally with 7-string guitars you either get like the 25.5 inch scale, which is standard for 6-string guitars, and then the low B string will sound kind of loose, or you get with 7-string like the 27-inch scale guitar, and then the high E string will be very hard to play. Now with this multiscale guitar or fanned fretboard, you can get the best of both worlds, where you can play these deep lows and still retain a nice playability to your high E string. The neck plays like a dream for me in a shredder-friendly C shape, and is made from mahogany and maple with a rod made of carbon fiber to reinforce it. Mahogany makes for a very stable neck because of its even density, and it doesn't warp. The 20-inch radius is somewhere between a Fender or Music Man and the Ibanez Wizard necks. Now it is mahogany, so it gives great sustain, and the fretboard is maple, so you can easily slide your notes. It has a hardtail diamond decimator hipshot shrink-through body design, and it has diamond decimator pickups. Now the Swamp Ash body is similar to those used in a lot of Stratocasters. That means you get a lot of treble for a bright pronounced tone or twang, and Swamp Ash also gives a lot of sustain to hold your notes for longer. Poplar has a beautiful grain, but it doesn't give much sustain, so it's only used as a top here to not affect the sound too much. The bridge pickup is great when distorted and even better with the clean sound. In combination with the Swamp Ash, it has a very warm and defined tone, especially with the coil split. The bridge pickup was a bit too hot for me. I think it's around 18 kilowatt ohms, and it sounded really overly harsh and almost nasal. I lowered the pickup to a much lower height, and that helped out a lot. I like the humbucker power it delivers now for distorted sounds, but I almost never use it clean. My favorite sound is the twangy single coil setting and the selector in the middle. It really reminds me of a much higher priced Fender I used to have, and it's my favorite clean setting. It just has this great alternative look to it, with like the unfinished sides and then the beautiful poplar top. I guess it's not for everyone, I can understand that, but it does give your guitar a really different look than other guitars. It still has the metal look with the sharp headstock, but it still looks like a guitar that could be used anywhere. And I think that's what they wanted to do with this guitar as well, because there's one hidden feature here, push-pull coil split right here that can split the humbuckers, and I really like the twang that this guitar gives. And that gives it a lot more flexibility than just metal. You can play a lot of cool jazz on this as well, plus some cool funky licks. Also, it makes it pretty light, and you can easily hang this over your shoulder for a long gig. At first glance I thought that the make looked a bit cheap because it wasn't finished over here and the poplar top doesn't have a high gloss, so it still looks a bit flat. But actually it looks like kind of a tiger's skin. The back is all the way just natural wood, so is the neck. You can see it's neck through here, no bolts, so that gives it great sustain as well. Now the multiscale fretboard does take a little getting used to. It's actually much easier to play than I first thought. Your fingers naturally go to the right places, and when you're not looking you'll find that your fingers already know where they need to place themselves. So it's more that if you are looking, then you might overthink it and think that it's more difficult than it is. I think with the Schecter Reaper 7 you get a great guitar for an affordable price. And I think most of the budget went into the wood and the pickups and the coil split and just making this an overall great guitar instead of like all of these extra things like beautiful bindings in it. Well, it doesn't have that. So this is a great guitar if you just want a good playing machine without all of the bells and whistles. And click on this video if you like multiscale guitars but you're not sure what to buy yet. I review the Jackson Dinky there, and it's a nice, more budget-friendly multiscale guitar. Check it out.